Well, isn't that amazing? I was trying to get back here after breakfast to see him pull down the rest of that, but hey, I've got some other videos on my channel that show all that. He did another house down the street, another house that happened to burn down, and they were the lucky ones to tear out the foundation, all that. I got that all on my channel, of course, and he's already loaded it up. It's before 2 o'clock, like I said. I thought he would be done by about 2 o'clock, and you know, he's gonna spend another few hours here, I'm sure, because you see, remember over there before, it dropped straight down, probably 10 feet down, kaboom, like that. Once he tore all the concrete out and stuff, what he ended up doing was taking some dirt up higher, and he kind of dug this down just a little bit so that he could fill this in with the same dirt that he had. I don't think they had to bring in any dirt like they did that other house. If you saw my other videos, they brought in a truck and dumped 3 piles of dirt and then leveled it all down because they didn't have enough dirt over there. Well, here they didn't have to do that. And see, this is a good way to leave your project, because they're probably not going to start building on this for another 3 months or so. It's getting winter now, and they're thinking about waiting until the thaw, because we get snow and it's cold and stuff. And it's probably not the brightest thing to start building a house, you know, in the middle of winter. Digging your footings and making sure your soil is properly compacted and all that kind of stuff. They'll wait a little bit, I think, for that. But see, he'll be here for another couple hours, and he's just moving a little bit of dirt around a little bit. He's got a little bobcat that he's going to come and kind of level it all off, and he's got his other little excavator up here, and he's got his big boy toy here, and we'll just take you up here and kind of see how he's going to leave this. There he is. Look at him go. See, he's got his little bobcat, and we'll walk around the corner here. Oh, it really got windy. After this morning, they're calling for big, huge wind gusts. Here's this bobcat with those types of tracks, and he'll use that. He'll take it down here and zip it all down and make this all look nice. I'll do a once over when he's all done and out of here and stuff, and it's drier. It kind of rained a little bit. I don't want to get out there in the mud and stuff. And see, he's leaving the driveway. This driveway eventually is going to be torn up, but he's not going to tear it up. The builder asked him to leave this little section here, kind of like for a staging area, to drop off wood if somebody needs to come in on the property, and back up here if there's a couple more places to park, because we're right in here in the neighborhood. And this will give maybe the entrance to the job site where they dump the wood off and stuff, and maybe the main general contractor can park here and stuff. They take all this stuff up. Imagine, this would be dirt, and if it ever rains, it's going to get muddy. You're going to have mud all over the place, and that's why they decided over here to do the same thing. See, here's another little driveway right here. They just left it right up to there, but eventually, you know, after they build the house and stuff, before they build a new driveway, somebody's going to have to come in here with a bobcat like this, or a little mini excavator like this one. And then they'll rip up the little bit of concrete here, and they'll rip up the little bit of concrete over here, because this house was set up where there's a 2-car garage over here and a 1-car garage over there. Isn't that kind of slick? And a lot of these houses in here, they did that. Okay, enough of that. I'll show you what it looks like when he gets done. Well, they weren't kidding when they said it was going to be kind of windy this afternoon, and they said maybe up to 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts today. Are you joking me? Now see, this isn't the same property. Remember I told you they tore down another house down the street. That was the same crew that did all that. They did all the debris. They took out all the concrete walls and all the footings and all that. And I've got that on my video channel too. You know, in kind of the same area as you're finding this one. Demoing a house, or fire damage job, or how to remove a concrete foundation, or excavator work, something. You'll find it on my channel, trust me. And see, remember this one over here. If you saw that one, there was a driveway that was right here, and it came off, and then there was a straight drop off down to the second floor, which was downstairs, and it dropped down literally 12 feet or so straight down. Well, look at it now. They trucked in a little bit of extra dirt right in here and over there. There were some high walls over there on that side, and then they took some of the dirt here and kind of pulled it down a little bit. Doesn't that look nice how they left this? Nice and safe. I don't know when they're going to build back on this. Maybe 3 or 4 months from now. Don't even know if the same person is going to move back here, or if they're going to sell the property to a building developer, and if that guy's going to rebuild a house on here, who knows. But see, at least they can leave it like this. It's nice and safe now. They don't have to put a chain link fence around it or anything like that. And this is just how they decided to leave this one. And I'll show you, keep watching, and I'll show you what the other one looks like down the street. When they get done with that, it's going to look kind of like this one. Now he's just going back and forth, and he's using his treads, and he's using that to compact the dirt down. He's just going back and forth. See over there, it's all nice and smooth now. He's just continuing to come over here, and that makes it for a very interesting dilemma. Okay, you remember where that concrete wall was across here, and then it took a dive bomb straight down about 10 feet or so. That's not virgin dirt now, is it? They've taken all that dirt from up there, and they've kind of dug this hill down a little bit. They pulled in loose dirt from up above and bringing it down here. Now he's compacting it because that's what he was told to do by the guys who demoed all this, to make it safe and to leave it in a safe condition. Well, I was talking to the owner, and the guy who's going to be building this, he was trying to talk to the owner, hey, don't do that, don't do that. I don't want you to do that, because the builder's concern is when he comes in here, he's going to have to dig all this dirt back out. All this section in here, from here down to here, kaboom, because they're making the ground floor concrete, subfloor, and then it's going to be built up to a second floor, which is the main floor, and he's got to dig all this dirt out. And it's like, okay, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? What do you do in this type of situation? I mean, the builder, he's probably not going to be out here for 3 or 4 months, and when he comes out here, well, prior to him coming out here, they can't just leave this with the dirt coming straight from there on straight down, because then it's a liability, it's a safety issue. Anybody who walks along here, if they get hurt on this property, they can sue the owner. And they didn't really want to spend the money to have a chain link fence put around the entire property for 3 or 4 months. That's kind of expensive too. And so the idea was, hey, we're gonna do it this way. It's gonna be safe. And virtually, it didn't really take them that long to dig all this and bring the dirt down. And so the next person, when he gets in here, he's going to have to do some digging. He's going to have to do some surveying. He's going to have to get a tractor in here. He's going to have to probably get an excavator or something in here to dig all this dirt out, pile it up here, and have it hauled away. But it's like, you know, you've got to make that decision, especially if you got a house that just burned down like this one did in a neighborhood, and you've got to tear out the foundation and all the footings and all that kind of stuff. You're going to have loose dirt. You can't just rebuild on this. Even though he's compacting this, the next person's going to have to dig some of this stuff out. Even if they would have had to have built the ground floor on a raised foundation with a wood floor with crawl space underneath it, they could not dig. You can't just dig a footing into this dirt. It's got to be compacted right. It's got to be tested. It's got to be checked and everything. They'll probably have to dig all this top layer out of here, especially even this. This was all filled. The last 1.5 to 2 feet of this dirt is fill dirt. It's all loose dirt from after them digging out all the footings and everything. You saw how this dirt was. You can't just dig a footing in this dirt 3 months from now and expect you to get down into solid footings and the foundation down below that. You have to get to solid ground, then you've got to look on your plans, and if the footing calls for it to be 18 inches lower than that, or whatever, you've got to go lower than that. So if you've got 1.5 foot of loose dirt on top of here, you're going to have to dig that down that much further. You see what I'm saying? And then throw the rest of the dirt out, push this other loose dirt underneath. If you have a subfloor, in this case, if they're going to pour concrete, they've got to take out all this loose dirt, or they've got to get a special machine in here and compact this dirt and have it tested and have it made sure that the soil is compacted like it should be per code before they pour their concrete. Lots of things to consider when you're doing a demolition job such as this one. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.